What made you, the natural person, to stand up for the rights of the LGBT?
Money, wealth, assets, opportunities even that you may lose.
You must ask yourself if you love the people, because the only thing that can bind you to the people you serve is love. Ambition is not enough.
I have discovered the power of kindness, and that has made me a radical optimist. That's why I stay away from politics and from religion.
Countries that take unilateral action or coercive action.
Actually like Pinoy personally.
It's not a beauty contest who's ahead of who, but to...
Yes, we've been all irrelevant before, and I think we'll all be irrelevant again.
Martin's Mancave on Podcast.Ph. Welcome to the 77th episode of Martin's Mancave here on Podcast.Ph. My name is Martin Andanar. This episode of Martin's Mancave is special because we have decided to make this particular episode available on video. Though we had a few on video before, like former President Fidel Ramos, Mayor Rodrigo Duterte, Mayor Herbert Bautista, Senator Sani Angara, and even Congressman Win Gatchalian. But this time it is different because from here on, the rest of our up-and-coming podcasts will be on video. Our guest today was born on March 25, 1963, in Florida Blanca, Pampanga. He is my colleague at TV5 Network, and I join him in our news management committee headed by Luchi Cruz Valdez. Danton Remoto finished his several master's degree at the University of Stirling, United Kingdom, Ateneo de Manila, and currently finishing his PhD in English Studies at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. He finished his undergraduate course at the Ateneo de Manila University, and he has also attended other graduate schools like the Rutgers University, Department of English, and he also went to the National University of Singapore and the National University of Malaysia. That's how they call it there, Malaysia. Diba? Malaysia. Danton, before he joined TV5 Network, he also worked at the United Nations Development Program, and he was also still is a professor at the University, Ateneo de Manila University, and he lectured at the Rutgers University in the U.S. And he also worked for a year at the Batasan Pambansa. No? And he wrote also for... did you write at the Batasan Pambansa?
Editor.
Okay, editor and writer, Office of the Media Affairs. What's this, 1983 to 84? Media Affairs of...
Greg Sendanya.
Okay, Greg Sendanya.
Bureau of National and Foreign Information.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to mention his numerous awards and distinctions because there's really just a lot. It's astronomical. And I'm also not going to mention all of the books that he has published, and he has another one up and coming. Danton, by the way, is also the founder of Ladlad. It's a non-profit organization that fights for the rights of the LGBT in the Philippines. The original, if I'm not mistaken, Danton? Original kayo, di ba? Without further ado, please welcome Professor Danton Remoto. Thank you so much for allowing me to document your life.
Thank you, Martin, for welcoming me to your man cave.
Oh, yes. Kwento mo nga sa aming buhay mo. Paano ka ba lumaki? Saan ka ba lumaki? And who are your parents?
I was born in Basa Air Base, Pampanga. My father was military. Was a soldier, no? And my mother was a music teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in an air base where the teachers were very good. No? You know, the old teachers who very strict, no? So you must learn how to write, how to read. You have to study hard. So that's my upbringing. And then later I went to Catholic schools, no, Don Bosco, Pampanga, and then later Ateneo de Manila University. I remember my father always told us just to study hard. No, he went to law school. He was a working student, no, AB, poli sci, and then law school. And then my mother always said the same, just study hard, no? Just study hard. So my background is just to study hard. And my father said always be fair to everyone, and always don't let anybody bully you. Just do your work well, whether you're studying or you're working. So the upbringing is very Catholic, no? And when I was in high school, I won in a national writing contest, no? The prize was a college scholarship, and then 3,000 pesos and 5 albums of ASEAN stamps, because there were only 5 ASEAN countries then. It was the ASEAN letter writing contest. So I went to school. I chose Ateneo because Ateneo was near my house. Near my house in Project 4, no? So I went there, and later I got an MA from Ateneo, and then a scholarship in Britain. Why did I take up publishing? No? Why? I got accepted in University of London and other better sounding schools, but this was after Marcos left the country and there was no publishing industry. So I said I would rather work in publishing to produce books and textbooks for Filipinos. So I came back and headed Ateneo's publishing office for 10 years. So what I did, I produced textbooks that made money. From the money, I published literature books, literary books, break even lang, no? So parang Robin Hood, no? For 10 years, and then after 10 years, I took up graduate studies in Rutgers University. Again, why Rutgers? I got accepted in Berkeley, I got accepted in Columbia, in New York University. I went to Rutgers because it's a public school, no? Kasi when you go to these private schools, it's different. No? I want to meet a cross section of the American population. And if I study in Berkeley, there are so many Asians.
Yes.
Doon na ako sa
Parang hindi ka nalayo sa Pilipinas.
Ayun nga. But I was stupid because Berkeley was the number 1 school in English. It accepted me, but I went to Rutgers, which is like number 15, but that's okay, no? The schools don't matter when you go to graduate school, no? It doesn't matter. What matters is did you learn anything from your teachers? From the city where you live? Kasi Rutgers was 30 minutes from New York.
And you wanted to be in New York.
I wanted to be there, but the rent was so expensive, no? The Fulbright allowance was only $500 per month for rent. Hindi pwede yan sa New York, no? Sa New Jersey, Rutgers, $500 was enough. So I went there, and then I came back here, no? I had a teaching job in Rutgers, but I came back here. I always come back to the Philippines, Martin. And then I continued teaching in Ateneo, took up my PhD in English in UP, and then I got an offer from United Nations to work. But UN said you cannot work full-time for Ateneo, so I had to retire early to work for the UN for 3 years. And then Lucy Cruz Valdez, I saw her. I've known her many years. Lucy said, you come join us because it's a new station. We need help with research, with training of reporters. That's why I'm with TV5 for the last 4 years. That's my story. Right. And then I founded Ladlad, the LGBT group, the first in the Philippines.
But you founded that group before you joined TV5.
Before I joined TV5, no, I founded that group. And then we ran in 2010. We lost by 10,000 votes, no. And then in 2013, the start of automated elections, we lost by so many votes. We lost by 50,000 votes, no. So
who inspired you to organize Ladlad?
Every election, Martin, I leave the Philippines. In 1998, when the Partylist system started, 4 people were giving me money, no, to start a gay, lesbian I said no. In 2004, election uli, I went to Singapore. And then in 2007, election uli, I wanted to leave. But the young people said, no, let's organize this party. And then COMELEC didn't allow us to run. In 2010, there was an election. We were allowed to run, but I had to bring the COMELEC to the Supreme Court, like Grace po na with the Supreme Court.
What was the Rubicon that made you the go-to guy when we talk about LGBT issues?
When I came back in 1990 from Scotland, I joined the Library Foundation and Katlo. We didn't talk about LGBT rights. We were talking about HIV prevention. So we had the program, and then we had programs on LGBT spirituality. Meron pa yan. And then LGBT relationships with family and friends. Wala pang rights, no? Walang political rights. Then later, I analyzed, wait a minute, if you have all these things, no, LGBT, advocacy, HIV, spirituality, but if you don't have political rights that are in the law books, wala rin yan. So we formed Ladlad. I formed Ladlad in 2003 because we wanted to run in the Partylist system. Mahirap pala. Because everybody, at the beginning, not everybody, many people were against us in the beginning, no? Even COMELEC. But now, the problem now is the Partylist system is open to everyone. So even the big parties, and they have a lot of money. And then with the automated system, some people say you can now buy votes through the PCOS machines. No? So we're not running in 2016. In 2019, we might run. No? Padaanin muna natin.
But what made you the natural person to stand up for the rights of the LGBT? Meron bang nagtulak sa'yo na kaibigan mo? Or, I mean, there's so many gays that are open now. At
now na lang. Dati, 2 o 3, wala. Konti lang.
Konti lang. So, kahit na maraming gay na magaling, doktor, abogado.
They're in the closet.
Pero takot lumabas.
Yeah, yung 203 are supporters then and now. Si Boy Abunda. No? Boy Abunda was our inspiration and one of our funders. And then, at the beginning, Ricky Reyes. No? But si Ricky Reyes was not heavily into political rights. Ang sabi lang niya, yung employment. No? So, I talked to so many people, no, to gay businessmen and gay teachers. But they said, you run, but we'll just be behind the scenes.
So how did you organize it? How did you start?
I organized it by talking to groups of people, like groups of gay men, and I included the lesbians. In the US, gays and lesbians are separate. Sabi ko, no, we should work together, no, gays and lesbians. Later, the transgenders came, no. Yung bisexuals, konti lang yan because they're almost invisible. And then, at the beginning, it was okay, no? And then later, I think the problem not just with us, but with other Philippine groupings is when the factions begin, no? Yung mga factions, yung mga intrigues.
Oh.
Especially when I took a leave because I work with the United Nations, no? So sabi ko sa mga bata, you take over. Boy Abunda has funding now for us. And then that started, I think, the problems. You just talk to, if there are facts, you just talk to people, ask them what they want. Mga kulang na sa pansin, no? O they want this, they want that. I cannot offer you money. But if we win, we can have projects for everyone. No? We can have projects for everyone because we have money in Congress if we win.
How many members do you have right now?
Yung aming, as of 2013, we only have 5,000, no, yung registered, because the others are not registered, no, like yung Filipino Chinese, we have the Muslims, gay Muslims, we have the professionals. COMELEC wanted names, address, cell phone number, email, so we said we can only give you names and email address. We cannot give you the phone number.
So that's the reason why they disqualified you.
No, in 2010 they disqualified us. Allegedly, because of immorality. Ako pa, no? I'm a Catholic teacher in a Catholic school. They accused me of immorality and as being a threat to the youth. Even the Jesuits called me up. The Jesuits told me, they said, it's unthinkable for COMELEC to say that of you. I've been teaching for like almost 30 years now, no? So the Jesuits were siding with me. Sabi ko, hayaan nyo na yan, Father, because we will win the legal battle. And we won the legal battle.
And you won. Mm-hmm.
And the COMELEC people who turned us down are now retired, no? Or facing corruption charges. So there's a God.
You're talking about Abalos.
Abalos, dinurn down niya kami. Di meron siyang corruption charges, allegedly corruption charges. And then the others have retired. They're old.
That led you to run for office again in 2000.
In 20 officially I ran in 2013. So we lost. No?
And that was a few months after.
In 2010 they ran. I did not run in 2010.
Yun yung nag-decide ng Supreme Court na no, pwedeng tumakbo ang Ladlad. So what's the ruling ba? So they lost in 2010. You ran again in 2013.
You can only run twice.
And if you lose twice,
you have to apply. If you lose twice, you have to take a break, no?
For one election.
Then you run again.
So 2019 ang pwede. Okay.
So break muna. Okay lang.
So hindi mo tingnan yung experience ni Harvey Milk?
Si Harvey Milk, I studied his life story, yung film in his books. Si Harvey Milk, is an activist, long hair, no? Talagang bohemian. Then later, naka-coat and tie na siya, naka-short hair. And then he began talking to the other groups. Because if you're a politician, you have to talk to people you do not like, no? So Harvey Milk learned to do that. Ako naman, I talk to all the people running for president. We've met them, no? I've talked to...
Sinusuri nyo na husto.
Yeah, I've talked to all of them, and then many politicians are offering money, and some of them are offering dirty money. So, pas na lang tayo dyan, no?
When you went out in the open, in 2003 with the Ladlad,
politically,
politically, no? Was this late already? If you base it on the standard of the Western countries of how the LGBT movement has really gone forward.
Actually, ang Philippines is always 20 years late, no? Like sa US, in 1969, so plus 20 years, 1989, no? We started meeting, no? We had Library Foundation, we had GAT Law. These are not political, no? I said we need a gay group. Not because I want to be a politician. Kasi if I want to be a politician, 1998 pa, no? So if young people talk to you, they're so idealistic. And then you have this transgender, yung beauty parlor workers, yung binubugbog, piniperahan. So we have a legal team, we give them free lawyers. So in short, in our small way, we have won, I think, 10 legal cases, no? Yung mga binubugbog na bakla, harassment, we have won 10 cases, and then we ran twice, no? We almost won in one election.
How prejudice is our society to members of the LGBT?
It's better now, no? Now 2015, when we started in 1990, terrible, no? We were just giving stickers, yung HIV awareness stickers. Ayaw hawakan ng mga tao. Pambading lang ho yung HIV. And then came si Dorzura Cortez, na nag-asawa ng foreigner. And then the female sex workers, nakita nila, yung HIV/AIDS pala, it can hit anybody or anyone. Ngayon nga, ang latest ngayon is the OFW, yung mga ating mga seafarers, no, yung sumasampa sa barko, they go to Russia, to Brazil, and meet these beautiful Brazilians and Russians, have unprotected sex, they come back and have sex with their wives and girlfriends. So, ang ating pong HIV/AIDS, nag-jump na po sa heterosexual population. It's now men have sex with men and OFWs.
Talagang
yan ang malakas ngayon, especially men.
With regard to gays, for example, pag yung dalawang partner na gay, and then you adopt, for example.
Adoption, no?
Bawal yun.
Ganito yan. We had Senator Raul Rocco in our forum in 1998. He ran for president. Sabi ni Senator Rocco, who was for LGBT rights, sabi niya, sa adoption, even if you're single, you can adopt as long as you are qualified financially, and then you have moral integrity. Pwede yan. Sabi ko, but Senator, DSWD said only a male and female who are married. Sabi niya, no, that's only their interpretation. We can contest that in law.
You are still watching. We'll be right back. What is the politically correct word or Filipino word sa bakla?
Pwedeng bading.
Bading, okay lang yan.
Becky. Wag lang berde ang dugo.